Hello, today we have an interesting request that came in. There's 3 songs as part of it, and the requester said this is like old musical humor. So it's just a playlist of things. Here's some fun songs for you. 1, Annie Ross, Twisted, 1952. She was a jazz singer, and this is a vocalese song which satires psychoanalysis. Sorry for the scratchy quality. Tom Lehrer, The Elements, 1959. He was a singer-songwriter and satirist. This song names all of the 102 chemical elements that were known at the time. That's so cute. There's a new periodic table element song that my students sing to the can, actually. PDQ Bach, Beethoven Symphony No. 5 Sportscast. That's cool. I've sang a PDQ Bach song before. They're kind of like Bach parodies. Anyway, let's start.
Told me that I was right out of my head the way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than alive. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not. Oh no. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head. He said I need treatment, but I'm not that easily led. He said I was the type that was most inclined, when out of his sight, to be out of my mind. And he thought I was nuts. No more is our answer, but so no. They say as a child I appeared a little bit wild with all my crazy ideas, but I knew what was happening. I knew I was a genius. What's so strange if you know that you're a wizard at 3? I knew that this was meant for me. I heard little children were supposed to sleep tight. That's why I drank a fifth of vodka one night. My parents got frantic, didn't know what to do. But I saw some crazy scenes before I came to. Now do you think I was crazy? I may have been only 3, but I was swinging. They all after Dave Graham Bell. They all after Edison and also an Einstein. So why should I feel sorry if they just couldn't understand the reasoning and the logic that went on in my head? I had a brain, it was insane, so just let them laugh at me when I refused to ride on all those double-decker buses, all because there was no driver on the top.
I like the jazz, upright bass, piano.
Told me that I was right out of my head the way he described it. He said I'd be better dead than alive. I didn't listen to his jive. I knew all along he was all wrong, and I knew that he thought I was crazy, but I'm not. Oh no. My analyst told me that I was right out of my head, but I said, dear doctor, I think that it's you instead, 'cause I have got a thing that's unique and new. It proves that I'll have the last laugh on you, 'cause instead of one head, I got 2, and you know 2 heads are better than one.
All right. Great. That was interesting. Funny. It sounded like a jazz song, but it's with like weird lyrics. Okay, I like this kind of thing.
There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and astatine, and radium, and gold, protactinium, and indium, and gallium. And iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium.
Major general.
There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, and boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, and strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, and bismuth, bromine, lithium, beryllium, and barium. There's holmium and helium and hafnium and erbium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium and manganese and mercurium, molybdenum, magnesium, dysprosium and scandium and cerium and cesium and lead, praseodymium and platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium and tantalum, technetium, titanium, tellurium and cadmium and calcium and chromium and curium. There's sulfur, californium, and fermium, berkelium, and also mendelevium, einsteinium, nobelium, and argon, krypton, neon, radon, xenon, zinc, and rhodium, and chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium.
This is a modern major general.
These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered.
So it's the modern major general tune and all the elements. But they've made new elements since then, and they've made new element songs. You can check the ones my students sing. It's like, there's hydrogen and chromium and they sing like the can. Yeah. So anyway, the third song, that was interesting. So
good evening, music fans. Here we are at Philharmonic Hall in New York Mills, Minnesota. It's a beautiful night for a concert. There's not a cloud in the ceiling. And there's quite a crowd out here. About how many do you think there are, Bob?
Oh, I don't know, Pete.
Well, neither do I, but it's quite a crowd. And I think they're looking forward to hearing the New York Mills Philharmonic playing against the Danish conductor Heilige Dankgesang. And here he comes now, ascending the podium, and the players are all lined up and ready to begin the first inning of Beethoven's Symphony No. 5 in C minor. And they're off with a 4-note theme. This is very exciting. The beginning of a symphony is always very exciting, folks. I don't know whether it's slow or fast yet because it keeps stopping. It doesn't seem to be able to get off the ground yet. And it looks like, yes, it looks like we're coming up to a cadence here, folks.
okay.
The violins didn't cut off there. A little trouble with the violins. They weren't watching. And there's that 4-note theme again, folks. And another stop. Just can't seem to get this piece off the ground. Now it seems to be rolling a little bit. Seems to be building up. Tell me, Bob, do you think you'd call that 4-note idea a theme or a motif?
Well, Pete, the technical term would be motif, which he uses to build a theme.
I see. Thanks for setting me straight about that, Bob. Well, we're heading into the second theme section here, and we can expect a little modulation down there. Wow, did you hear that, Bob? Somebody down there in the horn section really flubbed that note. That was one of the worst fumbles I think I've ever witnessed in all my days. I think it was number 1, wasn't it, Bob?
Yes, it was, Pete. That was Bobby Corno in the first chair, and that's the third major flub he's made this season, giving him a solo average for the season of approximately .247 which is pretty darn low for a first chair man.
You think there's some chance he might be sold to another orchestra?
Well, it's hard to say, Pete. Corno's very good in the long solos, things like the Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto. So I think if he pulls himself together a bit, they'll probably keep him around, although I suppose he might...
Well, I think it's development time down there now, Bob. Let's see what's going to happen. The horns are starting it off. They seem to be in pretty good shape now, and I get the feeling that we're probably going to be hearing a lot of that 4-note motif, don't you, Bob?
Yes, I do, Pete.
So do I, Bob. Well, they obviously are stuck with that 4-note motif, and they're going to be fooling around with it for quite a while. You notice it's pretty hot in here, Bob?
Yes, I do, Pete.
Yeah, I think the air conditioning has gone off, which is one of the things... Wait a minute, there's something going on down there on the stage, folks. There's something happening down there. It's really building up tension. The crowd is getting very excited. The brasses have come in, and the timpani and everybody, and it's extremely exciting. I think we're building up to a fugue. No, the basses are not picking up the theme, folks. It is not a fugue. The violins tried to make it one, but the basses are not following up. No, instead of a fugue, folks, he seems to be taking the theme and breaking it up into little pieces. Just 2 notes left of that theme now, being thrown around from player to player. And it's getting softer and softer down there, folks. I think they're losing steam. They seem to be running out of steam, and it's just getting a little bit lethargic down there, if you want to know the truth. It's gotten down to 1 note now, and things are... Wait a minute! The brasses have come in and tried to pep things up. A welcome relief, but I'm afraid to no avail. Things are still pretty soporific. Wait a minute! Here they come again. They're really determined. It sounds very familiar, and I think we've reached the recap, Bob, don't you?
There's no doubt about it, Pete. Your average Beethoven symphony usually has a recap right after the second quarter, and this one is falling right into line.
Well, let's see if those violins can cut off with the rest of the orchestra and the cadence is coming up. Wait a minute. This time it's the oboe holding the note too long. Wait, he's playing a cadenza. He must be out of his mind. He thinks it's an oboe concerto. The conductor's standing down there. He doesn't know what to do. Have you ever heard anything like that, Bob?
I certainly haven't, Pete. I think it was a disgraceful display of lack of teamsmanship. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if Highwood's name wasn't on the roster next season, although I must say that the fans really seem to go for these outbursts of temperament.
Well, I always say, Bob, professional music teams wouldn't exist without the spectators. Anyway, we're into the home stretch here with the second theme coming up, and we should be in C minor right up to the double bar. Wait a minute. That's really something, Bob. The piece is billed as being in C minor, and yet it looks like it's going to end in C major.
It's really something, Pete.
Well, I think it's something that the Composers Commission ought to look into, and I suspect that they will as soon as this gets out. But it looks like it's going to be an ending anyway. Things are building up a little there. The violins have really gotten a hold of things. They're really beginning to roll. And now he's adding all the woodwinds there. He's thrown in all his brass and the timpani, and it's tutti all the way, folks. He's got a great piece on his hands here, and he looks like he's really coming into the home stretch. Well, I guess that about wraps it up, hey, Bob?
Yeah, Pete, it's been a good piece.
I think he can really have something to be proud of himself here. Wait a minute! The brasses are taking the theme! They're not letting it stop! They're taking the theme and running ahead! Bob, this piece is definitely going to go into overtime. I can see that. The crowd is going wild. They're standing up on their feet. They're jumping. They're stomping. They're yelling. And let me tell you that down on that stage, the players are doing a bit of running around themselves. Nobody knows where the theme is. The audience, nor the players, nobody knows where that theme is. Everybody is running around, and believe me, it's very exciting. This is the kind of thing that only happens once in 10 years, folks. They've got a new theme going on down there. I can't believe it. Bob, do you know where this new theme comes from?
Well, Pete, it probably comes from, no, I don't, Pete.
Well, they're tossing it around now. The woodwinds have it, and then the strings have it. Nobody seems to be able to keep his hands on that theme. It's getting tossed around from player to player, from section to section. And believe me, folks, the audience is just as confused as the players is about who is going to have that theme finally. Wait a minute, the strings have got a hold of it. The strings have got a hold of that theme, and they are not going to let go. What's this? I can't believe my ears. It sounds as if it's another recap. It sounds as if he's going right back to the beginning. If this is true, it's the first time it's happened in 10 years of concert casting. Wait a minute. Those sound like final chords, though. This may be... That may be it, folks. I'm looking down at the referee. Yes, that is it. That is the end of the piece. The players are taking off their helmets, and the conductor has turned around and is acknowledging the cheers of the crowd. Well, it was quite a symphony, wasn't it, Bob?
It was quite a symphony, Pete, and I think the fans feel that they got their money's worth.
So do I, Bob. And I don't think there's any doubt about who won this contest either. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the critics slap a stiff penalty on some of the players, particularly Bobby Corno.
Neither would I, Pete, and of course this was a very important victory for Heilige Dankesang, since it puts him right up there at the top of the Conductors League.
That's right, Bob. That means that he'll be up against the Fargo-Moorhead Symphony in the World 12-Tone Series next month. And let's see, they not only lead the Orchestral League, but I think they're unbeaten this season, aren't they, Bob?
You said it, Pete, and if Dankesang can win 4 concerts off them, he'll be the first conductor to earn the pennant since Toscanini.
Well, that's quite a challenge, Bob. Now I think I better be heading down to the locker rooms to have a chat with Dankesang himself.
Well, Pete, I think he was supposed to be doing a baton commercial after the concert, but why didn't you give it a try?
I'll do that, Bob. So for now, this is Pete Schickerly
and Bob Dennis
signing off for the wonderful wide world of notes.
Wow, that was super funny. Obviously, I know the Beethoven Fifth Symphony very well. I actually have a funny story about the Fifth Symphony. So I was, in middle school, I played the flute. I was really bad at the flute, okay? Like, I put in no effort into it. We just had to play a band instrument. I already played piano. I already sang, right? But they're like, you have to play a band instrument. So I was like, okay, I'll play the flute. It's like the smallest one. I didn't want to like lug around an instrument, and I thought the box was cute. And I didn't want to have like an ugly box or a big box. And I also didn't want to have to like do an embouchure that was ugly. So I was like, oh, flute, that's perfect. Okay. So I'm in my middle school band, and it's pretty good. And then like, I don't know whose idea it was. It could have been my mom or something. She's like, you guys should be in the youth symphony. And so me and my best friend auditioned for the youth symphony. And there ended up being like 10 flutes. Seriously. And so we were so bad that we weren't even like 6th chair flute. We ended up being oboe 1 and oboe 2 because we didn't have any oboes. And so I was like 10th chair flute in the youth symphony. And I played oboe 2 or something. And but I played that 5th symphony, and I know it very well. I played the oboe part on a flute. So that's like that's my claim to fame about Beethoven's Fifth. But I knew every single part because I know exactly what happened. So I thought it was funny to hear the sports broadcasters. I don't know much about sports broadcasters because I was never really a baseball fan. I mean, I know I watched some like NFL football, but yeah. You know what we did? Okay, you know what we did in symphony? Okay, so in youth symphony, there were these like homeschool kids there. And like one of our favorite things in life was to kind of, the homeschool kids were so gullible because they didn't know anything because they like never interacted with other kids. And so we would do like the simplest pranks and they were like amazed by it. So like one prank I did is I tied a pencil with my hair. My hair is like blonde and very thin, right? So it's transparent from far away. So we tied a pencil to hang under my flute, like it was floating, like a floating pencil. And this homeschool girl was like, "Oh my God, how did you do that?" Like she was like so gullible. And we're like, "Oh my God." Like we read this in a magazine like 5 years ago, like seriously. But it was like a lot of the weird homeschool kids and stuff like that. So but we only did youth symphony that one season, and then I retired from flute. That was probably 8th grade. And then I retired from flute and it was just strictly a choir girl. But that's my story, that I was like so just not into getting good at flute. You know, I just was like, whatever, I have to do this. And then it's like, oh, okay, youth symphony. All right, Beethoven's Fifth. I guess that's worth playing. Like I'll do youth symphony to do the entire Beethoven's Fifth, you know, all the movements. It was worth it. But still, it was just such a funny time in my life where it was like we were so bad we had to be oboes because there were no oboes. At least I was with my friend, my best friend. So we were oboes together. So that's good. Well, great. That was a really fun little humor. I don't know how I'm going to market that as an individual video, but I guess it'll be 3 funny music videos, whatever. So it'll be fun. You guys will see this. If you liked it, comment. What was your favorite one of the 3 things? There was the jazz one. There was the major general with the elements. And then, of course, the sports broadcast, PDQ Bach. But check out the new periodic table song, which is this one that my students like.
And now, ASAP
Where nitrogen all through the air with oxygen so you can breathe in fluorine for your pretty teeth. Neon to light up the sign, sodium for salty times,
Magnesium,
aluminium, silicon,
phosphorus,
then sulfur.
Anyway, there's so many more elements now than were there. So like you really have to do an updated version because they've discovered like berkelium, Ceciborium, Flaraviorum, Organesson. There's ones these like they didn't exist. There's like a Berkeley one. There's Lawrence Livermore Labs.
Sure you subscribe.
There's like berkelium because it was discovered at Berkeley. So anyway, that's just, All right. Well, thanks for watching that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.